Hello. It's been a while. Um, yeah, so I was actually awake when this trailer dropped, but like I was playing Assassin's Creed Mirage. Something about me. I was super obsessed with Assassin's Creed when I was a teenager, but that's a whole other topic. Anyways, so I was having fun with that, and I didn't care enough about these new or whatever, like the trailer Fate channel. There's not even a Fate channel, which was boring in and of itself. But yeah, I didn't care enough to stop playing Assassin's Creed Mirage to take a look at this. But yeah, we'll take a look at it now. I already did take a look at it when I woke up this morning, just to have a sneak peek, see what was going on. In a word, I would say I'm uninterested, but we'll go through it anyways. I have yet to take a look at the in-game notification, so I guess we'll do that after we go through this. So we got rearmed Sonya. That's interesting. So our first rearmed green tome, which it kind of looks not amazing. Also, this looks very well. Honestly, this is more. This is a lot more refined, but it looks pretty similar to like her resplendent art, just like the color palette. I mean, looks good though.
Yes.
It looks really good. Now, boop. So she's kind of like. I feel like she's just kind of a worse ascended Sid. That's not bad, but like it's. I mean, rearmed heroes typically aren't that great anyway. They're just vehicles to move your skills around for the most part. Um, yeah, so Arcane Caliburnus isn't really that amazing. It's just 5 all stats, guaranteed follow up. Um, Actually, I guess getting special excel on hit and then neutralizing your foe's bonuses like isn't bad. It's only to attack and res, but like it's not the worst arcane weapon, but like there's not a lot here? Question mark? I don't know. It's just every time you can't help but compare this to Arcane Eclipse, right? Even though that's a red tome and this is a green tome, but like Eclipse doesn't have a whole lot going on in it either, but at least it like has it like has a place for special builds. Like you use Eclipse for nukers, right? And this is just like a generic tome that has like 4 effects on it for DPS characters. It's fine, but it's kind of whatever. Beyond Witchery is what kind of makes her a pseudo worse set. It gives her tempo, stats. Uh oh, and her like kind of times pulse 4 with it's kind of her. So Beyond Witchery is kind of like her Dark Excalibur refined, and then after turn 1 it kind of just turns into times pulse 4, which is good. It's not bad. Uh, I guess Beyond Witchery kind of gives her the utility of Arcane Eclipse, which is kind of cute. And then you have Attack Res Ploy, which I guess is fine. I don't know. You might just prefer Defense Res Ploy just because that's like better on a support unit. It would debuff both defensive stats. Just it gives utility. It just gives that further utility to a support character. Whereas this just is more for herself. It just makes her more self-sufficient. So I guess if you want to make your mage nukes more self-sufficient instead of relying on your supports to supply the ploy and exposure, then it's fine. It is fine. Nothing bad here. It's nothing bad. It's just all, you know, nothing we haven't seen before. A new hero joins the battle. Myson's cool. Honestly, we don't even really need to go over to Myson. The TLDR of Myson is he is a power crept version of Zeke, who is a power crept version of Dusel. So If Zeke is Dusel 2.0, then Mycin is Dusel 3.0. That's the DLDR on Mycin. He's good as Lance Cavs go. He's gonna be a pretty good I guess enemy phase Cav. Or I guess actually I think probably a better way of looking at him is he's just like a Super Saiyan version of oh god, what's his name? Byleth's dad. How am I forgetting his name? He's one of my favorite characters in god. Well, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's basically like a Super Saiyan version of guy starts with a G. Oh my goodness. Hold on, give me a second. It'll come to me. Gerald. J, not G. J. God. Anyways, Gerald. He's like a power creep version of Dusel and Zeke, and he's like a Super Saiyan form of Gerald. That's like the TLDR of this guy. Pretty good. He's your modern enemy phase Lance Cav. Sloppy. Quite strong. Okay, and then we have our two fairies. Our two new attuned characters, which I don't like these, and I'll tell you why in a sec. God, these are so boring. There's no innovation in IS anymore. Like, I wanted these new characters to be, what I wanted it to be was in the engage gimmick, right? In engage, you have your rings and you engage with the emblems. I wanted this to be that. Now, I realize it's a lot of work for IS. It'd probably be a lot of programming and a lot of whatever. This is very simple cut and paste shit they've been doing. Like, it's literally what this is. It's just a reskin of a rearmed character. It's just instead of getting a weapon, you get a skill. That's it. It's quite bland and boring, and I really could not care less. Yeah, I don't know. Who's spending money on this kind of stuff anymore? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, for me as a whale, like as someone who's willing to spend money on the game, this doesn't speak to me. This isn't it. It's like +4 attack, like Death Blow 2. Cool, I guess. It gives you a slight edge, but like, here's the thing. Now, I didn't go through the in-game notifications, so maybe I'm wrong, but we'll get there in a sec. But what I've heard is this is basically the same as inheriting an arcane weapon. So if you get these new echo skills, then you can't use your PRF weapons. You can't use, well, maybe not weapons, but you can't use like your PRF skills or specials. And if that's the case, it's like, why bother? Then it's just another tool for an older character? Question mark. Ugh. I don't know. It's that's the problem I've been having with Faye. It's why I've got like whale fatigue, I guess is what I'm calling it. It's like, it's all about skills. It's all skill inflation right now. You're not necessarily spending money to summon for a +10 character. You're spending money to summon for a shit ton of skills. And god, that sucks. That's worse than +10ing a character. Like, if you have to summon, like, when you +10 something, that's 11 copies of a character, right? But if you have to summon, like, 20 copies of a rearm or whatever to get these skills to just update builds on characters you already have at +10, that's more expensive than a +10, really, if you think about it. And I don't want to. Anyways, Flow Refresh is a funny skill. God, Flow Refresh is a perfect example of skill power creep. That is so stupid. It's Flow Refresh is just NFU and 10 healing after combat, right? So this on top of that gives you 40 DR on first hit and -4 speed dev on the enemy. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's like, that's just a perfect example. It's like, well, now you'd have to summon however many copies of that to update the kits on units who do run that, which, I don't know, maybe not a lot, but this is a decent skill, don't get me wrong. I don't know, man. I don't know. And it's like, yeah, you can make the argument of just put it on your rearmed heroes, but it's the same problem. Then you're just summoning like 50 copies of rearm so you can copy these skills to update builds on your current. I don't like it. And Triandra and Peony themselves are just like Super Saiyan versions of their mythic versions, right? Like Peony. It's so yeah, I'm not really gonna go through this all that much, but Triandra puts on Sabotage and Guard off her dance, which I guess it's like so Triandra is kind of like Mythic Triandra fused with Spring Triandra, and then Peony is like if the Flame Tribe Peony fused with Mythic Peony. That's like the TLDR on these characters, and I don't care enough to really go through their kits again. She's like a sword unit, and Peony's an axe unit. They are good. Don't get me wrong. Like they're good units. It's just I'm burnt out on this. I'm seriously burnt out on this.
This power makes me feel like I could burst.
But oh, actually, Rock Slide Dance is cool. It's like a nice what do you call it? Hold on. I think the word I was looking for is inverse. It's nice, like inverse to the attack speed version that Spring Triandra came with. This might be I don't know if it's better, but giving speed off a dance, or not speed, giving dodge to like a tank off a dance is very helpful because then you don't have to run speed smoke anymore, right? So there's a lot of utility in Rock Slide Dance as opposed to the Firestorm version giving you Desperation. That's more for a nuker. So this is a nice. I do like Rock Slide Dance. Like that's not like power creepy. That's just a nice. That's just a new tool, right? Like, and that's the thing. I like new things, and just all the most skills these days is just power creep. Whereas you very rarely get something new like Rock Slide Dance, and yeah, and then I guess attack Oath Echo is just it's like attack speed Oath 4 minus the speed. It's good question mark, but I don't know. This would probably better if it were speed Oath Echo because you don't want to. Because like the thing is, you could use this in place of attack speed Oath 4, but like you don't want to get rid of the speed, right? I don't know. Even then, like the Oath 4 gives you the in combat stats as well, whereas this is just a visible buff. So that's the thing. Like I wouldn't replace Oath 4 with this. You would put it on someone who doesn't run Oath 4, I guess. But like I don't know, man. It's I don't like these skills, to be honest. Yeah, so that's that. And then there's another version of Vasir, which is strange. And then they let you spark 3 times, which I get it, but no thanks. So let's go ahead and take a look at the in-game notifications, because I have not done that yet. Okay, so Attuned heroes are here. What is this? To commemorate the appearance of Peony and Triandra, the first Attuned heroes, we're holding a Attuned hero debut celebration event. Oh, it's just... Hold on a sec. So does... Oh, Hestia. What does she do? Bloodier. That's cute. Resploy. Okay, so that's just a nothing character. Very nice. The banner and blah 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 blah. Okay, so nothing really there. Let's take a look at this. What are Attuned heroes? So Attuned heroes have special skills called Attuned skills. They can use elite inheritance, allowing other heroes to inherit skills from them, including Attuned skills, without losing the Attuned hero. This can be performed only once per Attuned hero. Okay, so it's the same as Rearmed Inheritance or Arcane Inheritance, whatever it's called, I don't remember. After Attuned skills have been inherited, only Attuned heroes can equip both their Attuned skill and exclusive skill. There it is, yep. Exclusive skills such as Grey Waves, which are counted as normal sing or dance skills, are subject to this restriction and cannot be equipped at the same time as. See, that's just so stupid. This is just another tool to enhance your older units that don't have PRF abilities. I don't get it, man. Ugh, it's this. Nah, I just like from a whale's perspective, it's like I'm not gonna whale for these new attuned skills to power up my old units, right? Like a whale wants to get new toys and like newer things that make their lives easier. They don't want to struggle with their older things. Which, look, we have favorite units. Like I just built up an OG Nephany with Arcane Lewin, and I use her if I can, but like I'm not going to use her in competitive game modes like Summoner Duels, for example, right? Like, so I don't think this is their answer for getting people to spend a bunch of money again. I don't know what they're thinking, man. This isn't it. Anyways, attuned skills that have been inherited cannot be inherited again by another hero using skill inheritance. Attuned skills can be inherited by an ally only through a merge. Yep, that makes sense. It's the same thing that you can't inherit an arcane weapon by that way either. Attuned skills in summoning events. Attuned skills will not appear among learned skills in Hall of Forms. In Binding Worlds, allied heroes equipped with attuned skills can be sent out to aid other summoners via set sent proxy. In addition, you can... Okay, so I guess that's just the new Other Worlds thing. You're going to want to send out your units with these new X abilities, but again, for me, I'm like, when I get an Otherworld character, I'm mostly looking to update like a mythic unit or like an old legend unit, something like that. I'm not necessarily looking for, something like this, like arcane weapons. I could care less about arcane weapons in Otherworld bonds, because the characters that I'm typically looking for, they wouldn't use them anyways. Like, for example, right now, I'm looking at maybe getting a legendary Crom that has physical NFU and like colorless feud, for example, right? Like, it wouldn't matter. Like, he can't use this X skill because then he couldn't use his change fate skill. It's just stupid, man. It's so stupid. Actually, it's that I also have an option to get like a Garrick that has Infantry Pulse 4. I might actually do that instead, because that's actually really cool. Anyways, I digress. For the foes that appear in Training Tower, etc., will not possess attuned skills. Okay. Yep. Oh, in Seer Snare, when you dispatch a hero equipped with an attuned skill, the attuned skill will not be sealed. Okay, that's cute. Regarding elite inheritance with attuned heroes. Attuned heroes can use elite inheritance, allowing other heroes to inherit skills from them, and the attuned hero will remain in your army with all of their skills intact. Okay, couldn't they just say it works the same as like arcane inheritance? Attuned heroes can be used in battle or merged even after they've already completed an elite inheritance. You can perform elite inheritance once per copy of an attuned hero, regardless of the skills inherited. Performing an elite inheritance expends the ability to use the elite inheritance. Elite inheritance use will be consumed. Blah 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 blah. It also counts as using the attuned hero elite inheritance if your inherit skills from an attuned hero that the attuned hero inherited from another hero. The attuned hero will not disappear, but their elite inheritance use will be lost. Okay. Okay. That is incredibly subtle. So it just loses the shadow behind it, I guess. Very nice. Oh, there you go. That's better. It gets a little cross through it. Yeah. Right on. Okay. About merging attuned heroes. It's the exact same as arcane heroes, I'm assuming. Yeah, so... Anyways. That's nice. I seriously do not care. If... I don't plan to summon on this. If I were to summon on this banner, it would be to get a copy of Peony, just because Peony is like, she seems like a really cracked dancer. Like, she gives Canto 1 off a dance, like that alone is kind of worth. So like she gives her normal like ground order buffs in cardinal directions. She gives Canto 1, and then she also has healing and attack speed buffs in cardinal direction as well. So like if I were to summon, I would go for a copy of Peony, and then that's it. But I don't think I'm gonna summon because I just don't care enough. I don't think Peony is so much better than like normal Peony that it warrants going out and spending like 200 orbs to go and spark a copy, or what would it, 130 or 140 orbs, whatever it would be. I'd rather save that for like something else. Like, honest to God, man, the only thing I really care to summon on these days is legendary mythic banners, just to get merges, because that's like that's like the only thing that progresses my account these days is just getting merges on legends and mythics, so I can just make scoring easier on myself. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Sag. Very Sag. But that's it. I hope you guys are excited about it because I'm really not. Sorry sorry that this sounds very doomsday-y, but can't help it. That's just where my mind's at. And we'll we'll catch you in another one. Hopefully it'll be a little more upbeat. Peace out.
We gotta